Hello, it's David here. Welcome to the second class. In connection with the first class, I put a document on StudIP. That document contains some questions in the same design as for your exam, whenever that is. If you haven't tried to answer those questions yet, then go away, answer them, come back once you've done that. Because today we're going to look at the answers. Now, the content of the questions I put on StudIP is of course limited. I think there were 20 questions thereabouts, and for your real exam there will be 100 questions. The 4 sections will be the same as in that document, and there will be 25 points available for each section. So today we're just going to go through the answers. It might be quite a long, boring video, in which case pause it when you need to, come back to it. Okay? We're just going to look at the answers. I'm not going to try to teach you. I'm not going to try to explain why the answers are how they are. It should just give you an idea of how much of the grammar you can answer at the moment and how, where you are going to have to focus your attention especially. And my plan today is to try to show you how each of these 4 sections correlates with what I want you to be able to do by the end of the course. Right, so let's get started. Section 1 is the gap fill. You have to change the form in brackets, American English parentheses, to the correct form in terms of tense, aspect, futurity, voice, and verb patterns. This section is entirely about accuracy. We've started with a very easy one. A strange sentence, I must admit. So here you have present simple, state verb. Present perfect, passive. So that's a bit harder. Past simple, completed past action. Notice you can't say Frederick has gone fishing yesterday morning. Future perfect. This one's more difficult. Learnt is British and learned is both British and American. Present continuous. Notice you cannot say our neighbours take care of our house this week. Past continuous passive. A bit harder. I bet you had to look up the word plough, right? Okay, in the second section, you have to select the correct option or options for each question. So there are 7 combinations for what could be right. A, B, C, AB, AC, BC, ABC. Okay, they don't have to have the same meaning. In this case, the answer is ABC. All 3 of them are grammatically correct. They have a slightly different usage or meaning, but they're all fine. Only C is correct here. This is connected to verb patterns. There are rules for how we form a verb after another verb. Only A is possible. Yep, only B. No matter how many pieces of fish or how many individual chips you have, we still want the word is. I think you will have all got this one. It's one of the easier questions, I think. Section 3, single sentences. For each question, rewrite the multiple sentences as a single sentence with the same meaning. Use the terminology in brackets, American English, parentheses. Part of your new sentence is given for you. This is to make you use more complex language. So, for example, Mary did something, she rode a horse into the supermarket. Here we have two sentences. I want you to use a pseudo-cleft sentence, and the end of the sentence is given. And there you see there are two possible answers. What Mary did was ride, or was to ride. This is a pseudo-cleft sentence. It has its uses. Joe's, which was opened in 2015, is a restaurant. Note that you have to have the commas right. This one you should have all got because it seems to me that German schools must be obsessed with the gerund. Everyone's heard of it. There are many other uses of the ing form though. Yeah, either you know this or you don't. It has to start with a dummy it. And of course it's a passive form there. Fancy name existential sentence. There is, there are, there was, there were, there being. There are grammatical reasons connected to something called end weight for this. Okay, error correction. Each sentence contains either one grammatical mistake or no grammatical mistakes. Find and correct the mistakes. Okay. Really, this is great for when you do your own writing where you have to be able to find your work and find your mistakes and correct it. So this is both error detection and correction. The lions are. They are. Forget all the crap in the middle. Okay? Can't say, well, it has to be good. We will be looking at this when we look at complementation. That's right, German speakers, there are no errors here. The police have. They have. This is an example of inversion when we invert the subject and the verb. We use it in certain circumstances. You need will only in one half. Don't have will in both halves. Otherwise, it's wrong. Sorry. And here's another conditional sentence with no mistakes. Notice if a sentence is correct, then you don't get a point for correcting a sentence that's already correct. God, I hope you got this one. Obviously, we can't count information. Some information, any information, a piece of information, two pieces. Right, so that's it. I won't ask how you did. I mean, we have a real mixture within the class, I'm sure. Some of you will have done quite well, and some of you not so well. Not yet, but don't panic, because we haven't actually covered any of this language yet. By the end of the course, we will have covered this language and plenty more besides. There are 100 questions, and I don't repeat any types of grammar at all. So it might seem like quite a lot, but I've also had to leave out a lot from this course because we only have one semester. We can't cover everything. But hopefully you've got a good grammar book, one of the ones I suggested, for instance, and maybe you'll also, after this course, you'll also look at some other things. Well, we live in hope. Okay, so this course starts properly with class 3, which I will upload in the evening of Tuesday the 21st of April. So, I'll see you then. Bye.